Hey up all, and welcome to another Hengist Wild Camps. Well, I'm back in the Peak District, and I'm in Edale, and I'm not on my Todd today. I'm with Michael from
Mikey's Outdoor Adventures.
Hey. And yeah, we're supposed to be out for 2 nights. Now, there's 55-mile-an-hour gusts at the moment, and we got up to top at Nab, and I swear you couldn't stand up. It was blowing us all over the place. So, being the brave hardcore wild campers that we are, we decided to go to the pub instead, and we're going to book onto Field Head campsite for tonight. So yeah, we're going to have a few pints and then book onto Field Head campsite and revise our strategy. So good health everybody. Cheers Michael.
Cheers.
And cheers. Hey, by gum, that's refreshing beer. Seriously, when you've just walked at top at Nab and back down. Oh, I tell you what, it was windy. Right, well, as I said, going to have a few pints and then get down to campsite. So I'll speak to you in a bit.
That's what I love about having.
Well, that's all sorted for tonight. Well, I was going to say there, but there's 2 tents there, so let's try the next field.
Hey Steve, what's your left?
Is that your tent?
No.
Oh.
Actually, it kind of looks it. That's similar to mine. Yes, okay.
I reckon right in that corner will be the less windy.
Yeah. So we're going to go there.
Or there, or there. Lots of options. Well, we've arrived at our camping spot. We're on the Field Head campsite. There's Michael over there getting his tent up. And it's chucking it down, but at least it's not as windy as it was up at the bloody tops. My God. We only got to the top at Nab, which is not up on the tops. And couldn't stand up or stand in one place. Wind was knocking you around all over the place. So we came back down into Edale. We've been at pub and using Wi-Fi in pub, we booked onto this campsite in Edale. So yeah, we're going to ride out tonight's storm on this campsite and then see how the land lies tomorrow. Right, well, yeah, I'm not going to hang around because it's raining. I'm going to get my tent up. Well, that's my tent all pitched on this very wet, rainy day. I've not bothered putting guy lines out because we're in a pretty sheltered space here. I don't think it's necessary. Final last words. Well, my bag's over there. I need to start getting some stuff inside it. So I'll get on with that and I'll bring you back in a minute or two. Well, that's my tent all pitched up. I've not done alt guy lines apart from those two at the end, which I think give it a bit more structural integrity. But I've not done that storm mod where you lift them up off the trekking poles and then peg them down into the ground. I don't think it's necessary for where we are now. It's quite sheltered, as you can see, lots of high trees and banks around me. Well, I'll turn camera around and show you what I've got inside. Well, as we approach the doorway and we go into the porch, there I've got my rucksack, waterproofs on top. In this corner I've got my food for 2 days, various bits and bats I won't go into. In the main inside bit, the inner, as some people call it, I've got my climate static insulated V-Light, my Flextail neck contour pillow, my OEX Leviathan 900 -9 bag, down trousers, down boots and down puffer jacket. Right, well that's pretty much everything sorted. One last job to do, get my boots off. So I'll dive in tent and I'll get on with that and I'll bring you back in a bit. Well everybody, I'm sat down in my tent, finally got it up in all this wet weather and my thoughts are turning to the evening and relaxing. I've just opened this but I forgot to press record on camera, so yeah, I could either style it out and pretend to open it and go psst or just tell you that I've already opened it. Michael's right next to me. I've got the tent door shut at the moment because it's chucking it down outside. I just want to stay dry. But I've got everything laid out in my tent. I'm sorted for the evening. And as I said, my thoughts are turning to a tin of McEwen's Champion 7.3. As I said, I've already cracked it open. So I will wish you all again good health and cheers all. By gum. Hey, that's good beer, that. Well, as I said, just sat down, just opened this. I'm going to get my thoughts together, relax, and just enjoy this can of beer, and I'll bring you back in a bit. Well, folks, it's a bit later than when I last spoke to you, and I'm about to get some grub on. I'm not cooking tonight. I can't be bothered. I'm on cold rations. I'm on cheese biscuits with cream cheese and jerky. Right, well I'll get them sorted.
2023, an individual flight to and from, say, San Francisco. So much of it, around 30%, 50%, something like that, is removed in 10 to 30 years to the oceans.
Where the emissions that you release there will interact chemically with the atmosphere, whereas if you release the same emissions on the ground, you wouldn't have the same chemical interactions with the atmosphere. And there are a number of different kinds of emissions that are released that are problematic. So NOx emissions, which are nitrogen oxides. Then you also get soot and vapor emissions, and we all know we look up at the sky on a beautiful sunny day, so have a warming effect.
David Lee from Manchester Metropolitan University. How the contrails are formed, why they do. Water vapour is a combustion process will condense on the soot, trigger it into formation.
Well,
Like humans,
there's my cold rations.
science language we call it ice.
Red Leicester cheddar biscuits with Primla
Then condense on
cream
these
cheese and pepperoni jerky.
contrails are persistent.
I've had these before. Very nice when you don't want to cook things.
Contrails cirrus. So they look very much like cirrus clouds. If you're watching on a summer's day, and you see these white stripes, it's the atmosphere.
Also very messy if you don't put them in your gob in one go.
You'll see these white stripes develop into a big swathe of cirrus cloud-like structures, and the line shapes will almost disappear completely.
Very tasty
And that gives a kind of
when you're having a beer with it as well.
And it's that blanketing which prevents heat from escaping, which contributes to
Oh.
cooling.
By gum, that's good beer that.
listeners might note that
Well, I've not done much filming tonight because, to be honest, we've just been shouting from the wind in this campsite low down in Edale.
It's picked up a bit, in fact, since we've been here. In fact, let me just turn this wireless off. Yeah, the gusts were around 55 miles per hour. When we got to the top at Nab, I couldn't walk in a straight line or even stand still in one spot for very long without it blowing me around. The campsite that I had in mind where we were going to go, I think we would have been okay pitching our tents there, because it's probably one of the most sheltered spots I know up on Kinderscale. But the problem would have been getting there. As I said, I couldn't walk in a straight line, and some of those paths are a bit narrow, and yeah, there's a bit of a drop on one side. I would have been okay. I just would have had to have taken my time, you know, and made sure each foot was planted correctly and trekking poles were dug into the ground, etc., and I was leaning into it. But then I thought, oof, is it worth the effort? And Michael was a bit concerned about his tent. So I left it up to Michael. I said, what do you want to do? And he said I'd sooner retreat and like live for another day. So I said, well, let's get down to the pub and let's think about perhaps booking into campsite tonight, which is where we are now. So as I was saying, not done a great deal of filming tonight because not been a great deal to film, just been stuck in tent, been filling my face with biscuits. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a very relaxing night though, enjoyable. I've enjoyed Michael's company, we've had a few beers in the pub, and yeah, just chilling out on this campsite, avoiding the wind. It's not what we'd planned for tonight, but it's, you know, it's not ended up being the worst thing in the world. It's been a good laugh, and we don't have to get up early in the morning because we're on a campsite. Well, anyway, I'm going to get stuck into this grub, which is just here, and I'll speak to you before I bed down for tonight.
The time's approaching 10:30. Let me just turn wireless off. I was going to say down, but off would be better. Yeah, time's approaching 10:30. It's still howling and it's been raining all night. I've not done much filming because of that. Just been in the tent really since I got here. I've had a bit of a chat with Michael throughout the evening, but I think he's gone to sleep now. And that's exactly what I'm thinking about. Well, it's quite early, 10:30, but yeah, I'm on a lovely flat bit. I've got my new down jacket, well, newish, down trousers, down boots on, and I've brought my winter sleeping bag, which is good down to -9. I don't think I'll be getting in this tonight. I'm already wearing a sleeping bag. I think I'll just throw it over me like a quilt, but that'll even double the heat if it's -9. That might be too warm. It's warm enough as it is in the tent. I might just leave this here and get my head down, turn the light off and sleep as I am. Well, on that note folks, I'm going to get my head down because I am feeling a bit sleepy. So I'll say good night all, and I'll see you all in the morning. Good night.
Well, good morning everybody. Time's about 10:50. Whoa, what a stormy night that was. I'm glad we stayed on this campsite rather than up on top of Kinderscale last night. Well, I think it's stopped raining, so let's open tent door and have a look. Well, it don't look too bad out there. Right, I think I'll get a morning brew on. That's my morning brew made. I shall just grab it and take a sip. Oh. Oh, that's what I need to start the day. Well, it's definitely looking better, the weather today, than yesterday. I'm not sure where we're going to end up today. I've got an idea, but I'll think about that while I'm having my brew. In the meantime, I'm just going to get on with this. Time for a situation update. Michael's got a problem with his tent. I've just seen it. Big puddle of water. It's the first time he's used it, so he didn't know that it was going to happen. So yeah, we can't go up Kinder Scout with his tent leaking like that, so I think we're going to call it a day. As I said, he can't go up there with his tent in that state. And yeah, it was supposed to be out for 2 nights, but we've still had a good laugh. You know, on a campsite, having a bit of a laugh in pub and that. But rain started again, and I've made myself a second brew. Not in no rush to get out. So, I'll drink this, and then turn my thoughts to packing up. I'll see you in a bit.
Well, that's my tent down, my bag's packed, it's over there. And yeah, it's turned out to be an unusual turn of events. We were supposed to be out for 2 nights. Yesterday, when we got to the top at Nab, you couldn't walk in a straight line or stand still for very long. The place where we were going to, I think our tents would have been okay there because it's quite sheltered, but just getting there would have been an ordeal. As I said, it was blowing you around on paths and all kinds of things. Well, my rucksack has just fallen over. And yeah, I went round and I wiped up all the raindrops off the tent, and as soon as I finished, it chucked it down. So I've just given it a shake and put it in my rucksack. But we were going to go up Kinder Scout again today, but Michael's had a problem with his tent. I think I mentioned it before. It's letting water in, and his floor was soaked through this morning, so we can't go up Kinder with his tent like that. So we're going to call it a day and walk back down to the car park. So yeah, I'll get my kit on, get saddled up, and I'll speak to you in a minute or two. Well, that's me, all suited and booted, got all my kit on my back, ready for the off. Don't really have to do a leave no trace here, but I'm just having a check in case I've left any tent pegs. But no, it's pretty spotless. Right, well, seems a shame to be leaving, but that's the luck of the draw. Can't be helped. Worst things happen at sea. Right, well, I'm going to plod on back down to the car park, and I'll speak to you when I get down there. Well, that's me, back at the car in Edale car park. And yeah, it's turned out to be quite a warm morning. The sun was beating down. I was wishing I'd not put this thing on as I was walking down here. Well, I'm going to get all this kit off, chuck it in back at car, and then say ta-ra to Michael. So I'll get on with that, and I'll see you in a second or two. Well, that's all my kit, in back at car. Michael, it didn't turn out how we thought, but still a good time.
Yeah, sorry about the tent leaking and whatnot. Otherwise it would have been a better...
Can't be helped. You can't go Kinder Scout with a tent bloody waking up in a puddle.
Right, hopefully next time it won't be as bad.
Well, yeah, like I say, even though our 2-night camp out didn't turn out as planned, we still had a good laugh in pub and on campsite.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, same here. Until next time.
Right, mate. Well, safe journey, and I'll speak to you soon.
Aye, in a bit.
Well, that's me back at the car. I've got all kit off. I've said my goodbyes to Michael, and I'm about to jump in and start the drive home. But before I do that, I just want to say thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. And as I always say at the end of my videos, I look forward to your comments because I do enjoy reading those and replying to them. Well, on that note, there's not really further to say, apart from I'll see you all next time for another Hengist Wild Camps, and until then, it's cheerio from me. Goodbye all.